often what happens in coverage, right, is a domino effect of one player doesn't do something, so now another player gets ready to compensate for it, and then all of a sudden, you may have taken away their first or second read, but ultimately, if you give the quarterback time, right, we're going to have an issue. And so, doing our job, our 1/11th of the defense is critical, right, and that's something that we keep harping on to our players of make sure that you are focused on your responsibility and your job within the framework of the defense, and trust that everyone else is going to do their job as well. And so we had a breakdown in terms of playing over top of a route that we should have been expanding on in that particular coverage, but there were other pieces that did not help in terms of being where they needed to be at the beginning of the play, so that we could leverage things out properly in terms of our spacing in that coverage.
All right, so let's talk about what Kane Wommack just mentioned in his press conference today. So the situation is 4th-and-9 from the 36-yard line. South Carolina is in a trips right formation with a tight end at the bottom of the screen, while Alabama is playing a Tampa 2 style of defense here, where Justin Jefferson, or the Mike linebacker, is going to be responsible for the deep middle part of the field. Now, based off of what South Carolina gives Alabama, where this number 2 is going to be running the hitch route, this inside receiver is going to be running a wheel, and the outside receiver, the furthest receiver, is going to be running a post route. So it's a post wheel with a hitch mixed in. And what's supposed to happen is Zay Mincy is supposed to sit down on that hitch route. In Malachi Moore, he's going to be responsible. It's cover 2. So they're both going to be outside. Your 2 safeties are going to be outside the hash, with the Mike linebacker working this deep middle part of the field. But because this inside receiver, ends up running a wheel route, Justin Jefferson decides to sit down early, but he's got the post coming inside. So you'll see Malachi Moore decide to, he notices that Justin Jefferson sits down, so he stays on that post route, and that's going to leave the wheel route wide open. So really it's on Malachi Moore, but Malachi Moore was trying to compensate for Justin Jefferson not continuing to work vertical with the receiver working back inside into his zone, which is what he was supposed to be doing. So let's check it out. So there's the hitch from the number 2. Zay Mincy is going to sit down on that, but you're going to be seeing the wheel, and you're going to be seeing the post from the other 2 receivers. So there's the wheel. He's working back in as far as on a post route. And so Malachi Moore, he should be working out on this wheel route. He should be on this. But because Justin Jefferson, he's leaving his zone, but there's a guy that's going to be coming back in, he should continue to be working vertical with him. Malachi Moore should be able to stay out on this wheel route, but he tries to compensate for Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson notices late. He's trying to get back on top of it, or underneath it, I guess. But Malachi Moore at this point has already decided, okay, he's probably the most immediate threat. He turns back inside. That's going to leave this guy wide open.